Art is a form of expression. People like to use art to express their feelings, to tell a story, to send a message. When you have something to say, it is very tempting to use art to express it because art tends to be very inspirational or something very profound. But why would you use art to express something when you could just say it, like with regular speech, write it on an essay, make a video like this one? You can even use Twitter. Is art really the best way to express something? Is art really the best way to send a message? Sometimes it is the best way to express something, and I'll tell you how and why. Let's say that you want to tell someone how much you like them. Very typical to express love with art. To tell someone how much you like them, you could just say it. Hey, I like you. If you care a little bit about this person, probably that's not enough. To make a better compliment, you can try using adjectives. Hey, I like you very, very much. It's a little better, but it's still lacking. You can also try explaining why you like this person. Hey, I like you very, very much because you are very sweet. That is a better compliment, but you still feel like the compliment needs to be something special. So you try to get creative. You need something clever. So you come up with metaphors. I like you like a moth likes a bright light because you are so sweet like whipped cream. The metaphors are actually making the compliment sound more interesting, but still it's getting too long, and if you keep adding more metaphors, it's just going to sound like a list of reasons you like this person. You still need something more, something engaging, so you come up with rhymes. Like a moth to a bright light, I am drawn to your love. Without your sweet self, I'm a cake with no whipped cream on top. Right there, you just made poetry. But you didn't make poetry because you assume it was going to sound better or it was going to sound nice. You made poetry because it was your best option. You ran out of adjectives, you ran out of explanations, so you have to do something more, and your compliment turned into poetry because you needed it. In this case, art was actually the best option to send this message. Now let's analyze why that happens so that we can apply it in different situations. What I think really make the difference, what I think really turn your regular speech into poetry, were the metaphors and the rhymes. We use metaphors because it allowed us to add a different meaning to something that otherwise wouldn't have it. In this case, it was the attraction a moth gets to bright lights got translated into passionate love. And we use the rhymes because it helps us captivate the audience. It helps us keep the attention on whatever we were saying. Your love and on top sound kind of similar, and our brains are just wired to pick up that as a highlight. That is simply how our brain works. Right. We found two qualities of art. Art tends to add extra meaning to something, and art captivates us in a very unique way. In the case of poetry, those two qualities came in the form of rhymes and metaphors. In music, that comes in the form of melodies and harmonies. In a painting, that comes in the form of colors and composition. Whatever is the type of art that you make, you should try to find where the extra meaning is happening and where the captivation is happening. Knowing this, the next time you want to use art to express something, you can ask yourself, does my message need to be art? Does my message need to be captivating the way art is? Does my message need to have the double meaning the way art does? Those questions are important because you can end up in situations like the next one. Imagine you are at an art gallery and you see this painting. Then the artist tells you that this painting is describing the feeling he gets when he drinks blueberry smoothies. If you think about it, the feeling that you get when you drink blueberry smoothies is actually very hard to put into words because it's something very specific. But this painting is actually achieving in some way that feeling. I get the message. Now let's imagine that instead of the blueberries, the artist tells you that this painting is describing the struggles of today's societies who fight for extreme consumerism. This painting, even though it looks pretty, is not really telling me that. This message is probably more interesting and more important. It probably deserves more attention than blueberry smoothies, but it was badly delivered. This type of abstract painting is just not doing it. This is a very technical way to think of art. In reality, you can do whatever you want. Sometimes you do art just because it's fun, not because it is actually the best way to send a message. Or sometimes you use art to send a message knowing that it's not the best way to send a message, but it is the only way you know how to send a message. Let's say that you are not great at writing essays, but you are a great painter. So you use paint to express yourself. That's obviously completely fine. In any case, what I hope you get from this video is that if you are trying to express something with art, your goal is to send a message, and art is just the tool. So it is important to ask yourself, does this message needs to be art? That was art as a form of expression, but art can do many more things. If you want to see more videos like this one, where we talk about art, subscribe. If you have your own opinions about art and expression, leave a comment. And if you want to support this channel and me as an artist, check out my website, diegoelc.com. I just wrote a book about music theory for guitar so that you can make your own music, your own art, so you can express yourself. It is in my website. My name is Diego Lizondo, and I thank you for listening.